Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have a beer from Charlestowne Fermentory. Couldn't think of their name. But this isn't just from them. It's also a collaboration with Bond Brothers, which is out of, I believe, Cary, North Carolina, which is like south of Raleigh and Durham. This beer is called Silly Poses. You see there, it's a double IPA, hopped with Galaxy, Ella Galaxy and Citra, and 8.1 ABV. It's nice when they got all the stats right there on the can. I've not had this before, and I don't know. I didn't read any reviews about it, so I'm pumped to get into it. It's been a little while since I had a beer from Charlestowne Fermentory. Definitely a while since I had anything from Bond Brothers. They generally do a lot of sour stuff, which I admittedly don't buy because if I'm gonna buy sour stuff, I usually just get stuff from Fauna Flora, Brewery Bavana, Zillicoa, those places. And that's not to say that these guys don't make good sour beer, but in my opinion, it's not as good, so there's no reason for me to buy it. You see it pours a pretty cloudy, darker golden, almost a lighter orangey color with a pretty fluffy head, but not very big. It's pretty much straight white. Oh, that's pretty stinky. Like that sweaty. So I know Mosaic definitely usually has a sweaty, sometimes like gym sock character, but Galaxy also has that sometimes as well, and I for sure picked that up in this. It's a tad bit like garlicky, and it's almost like really overripened pineapple, like where it's basically like soured and rotten. Sometimes you get that at like buffets and stuff at the salad bar. They have the pineapples, but they've been sitting out for like ever. That's kind of what it smells like. And I'm not going to say that's a bad thing. I know it sounds like a bad thing, but it's kind of a typical thing you get from certain hops. Well, it's definitely not as stinky as it smells. There is a little bit of that garlicky character, but then there's some like orange pith. It's pretty bitter. It's almost a little chalky too, which I'm not the biggest fan of in these hazy IPAs. And chalkiness generally to me, it's not like a flavor. It's just a mouthfeel where it almost feels like it leaves like a coating on your tongue. It's really weird too. It has like this very, very, very slight acidity almost. Whereas sometimes I say, that some IPAs have like a bready character. This does too, but it almost seems like it's like sourdough bread because it has this very, very light acidity note to it, which is really strange. But I will say, I don't know if it's for the good or the bad, but this is like really light for in body. It's almost like kind of watery for double IPA. I don't know. That depends on what you like. I'm not saying that's a negative or a positive. It kind of just is what it is. There's also some like melon and it's almost like a pomegranate flavor in the back end. It's really weird. And the more I drink it, like the more bitter it's finishing in my mouth, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Usually with hazy IPAs, to me, they come off like pretty bitter up front, and then I kind of get used to the bitterness, and it gets less. This seems like it's actually building. I don't want to call this one a muddled mess, because a mess is a way too strong of the description, but it's kind of the epitome of like a standard run-of-the-mill hazy double IPA. So that's not to say that it's a bad beer, but there's nothing special about it at all, and I would have no reason to like go back and buy this, because I could just go get a random one at other quality breweries and get one that's this at least this good, if not better. So that's how a lot of these are to me now. Pretty much like the good ones really stand out, and I love them. But then there's so many that are in this range that there's just really nothing stands out about them. It's like, yeah, that's pretty much what this style of beer tastes like, and it is what it is. I don't mind drinking it, but I would have no reason to go out and seek it out again, and that's really where this one's falling. So I would say on my scale of buy, drink, dump, I'm just going to give this one a drink. Like I said, it's a well-made beer. There's nothing bad about it. It's just there's nothing that stands out, and it's such a big sea of quality hazy IPAs. You really have to be, at least for me, because the options are so big, something really, really has to stand out for me to go back and buy an IPA again, and this just isn't doing it. So that's all I got on this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.